Everyone, this is Shaman Durek, and I'm super excited to be here with all of you to share in love, bounty, spirit, and devotion of service. It is a great pleasure and an honor to be on the planet with such inspirational, powerful, delightful, creative, loving beings such as yourself. And it gives me great joy to show up for these lives, to be able to have conversation and to share with you, to do healings with you, and to just learn more about our beautiful family of lit leaders of legacy. So it's a great honor. Thank you so much. Salam to you as well. I'm very grateful to be here of service. You know, one of the things that has been really touching my heart as of recently, and I want to share it with everybody so you can see where I'm at right now and what I'm processing, what's coming up for me, is, as a shaman, a lot of people like to, make comments about women issues. And what I find very fascinating is that, I've been noticing a lot of men in the spiritual community. I'm not going to say names because they already know who they are, having these podcast and circle groups calling themselves these alpha spiritual men, and talking about women issues, talking about women when it comes to their trauma and relationships and so forth and so on. And it just really and gets under my skin. And I'll tell you why it gets under my skin. Because there's nothing more than I can stand when I see two men discussing women issues, talking about women without a woman being present, not having women on their podcast, not having women voices being heard, where women can explain what they've experienced in relationships and in their lives and so forth, other than just men basically diagnosing women and then going, like, having this little bro time together, like, yeah, that's it, that's exactly what it is. Let me give you some insight when it comes to women and honoring the divine feminine on our planet, and not just in women, but the feminine in itself. But let's just start with women to begin with. When I grew up in a life mostly with women, and women run my company. My sister, of course, is my CEO. My niece is my manager. My other niece runs all the media, from everything from the Lit Vibe to anything that you see that has to do with media and music and everything and so forth. And Jonay, who is my lawyer, is also a female. I've spent a lot of time in women's circles. And when you're in women's circles as men, you don't open your mouth. You listen. You don't speak. You listen. You ask women questions and you shut up and you listen. And one of the things is you continuously ask for women's wisdom, and you keep continually asking for things and learning things. And I have learned so much from my sister, from my nieces, from my female friends, and from my wife. And let me tell you, it hasn't been easy. Because of course, men, we've been programmed with this energy that has been passed down through generations of our fathers, where literally we think we know everything, and we think that we understand what it is, what's going on, and so forth. And I can see why there's so many problems in the world when it comes to understanding, because women have been so suppressed by the patriotic system that men think that they actually know what's going on. I even had once heard of a guru say to me in a huge group with very public people that women's place belongs in the kitchen and in making babies, which I thought was very fascinating for this well-known guru to say such a thing. And I just get really tired of men thinking that they have the right to talk about women and women's bodies and women's lives and women's traumas and women's everything without actually bringing a woman onto their podcast or in their circles or in their communities where these men all are talking about these things and thinking that they know what the heck they're talking about. So I am now speaking out against it because I'm tired of listening to it. And I'm tired of like flipping through Instagram videos and listening to people who have huge platforms and are men thinking that they know what's going on with women. And also, when they talk about the feminine, and they always refer to the feminine as some aspect of emotions and some aspect of being nurturing and getting pampering yourself. Like the feminine is about pampering yourself, and it's about nurturing yourself by going to a spa day, and like maybe you get a little salt bath, or you do some kind of like, some pampering of the skin of the face, and that means connecting into the feminine. But no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean connecting into the feminine. And in fact, when I listen to these men think that that's what the feminine is, like they think the feminine is taking a spa day or going and getting a massage or getting a facial or getting your mani pedi done or going and getting like some kind of like beautification, and that's how you connect into the feminine. And I see these posts where these men are like, like it's all about the feminine, it's about going and getting a spa and going and getting this. I'm sorry to say, but that's not the feminine at all. In fact, that's just nurturing. Guys can do it, girls can do it. It's not. It's very superficial. It's very surface. It has nothing to do with the feminine whatsoever. And I just get sick and tired of men thinking that the feminine is about women having a spa day. The feminine is deep, powerful. It lives in the unknown. It sees the unknown. It sees the pathways. It's the deep, profound knowledge that lives in the center of all of our beings. And here's another thing, just men, and I love you, but it's time to like raise the vibrational awareness. Like if you don't know about women, then you need to go shut your mouth and go spend some time with women and ask a lot of questions. Don't argue with them and just listen. That's how I am with my wife. If there's something I don't know or something I say that comes off a bit male chauvinist because it's been programmed in our beings because of our fathers and because of my father, and my wife tells me that statement you just made was very male chauvinist, and this is what it means, and this is why you said it, because it comes from this patriotic old thing you have to clear out of your system. I don't get mad. Tell me, honey, again, what is that exactly? I want to understand this. Please explain to me how women see this and these words that I'm saying. Please help me, because I want to be a better person. When we start to give back that space that belongs to women's wisdom, we're going to see ourselves as men be mature and become even more profound, and what we're capable of attributing and creating with women's support and wisdom and guidance. I don't care what any man on this planet says. You're a fool if you actually believe that you are superior over women, when women were the ones who were given the ability to bring life on this planet, not you. That comes with great responsibility. As they say, with more power comes great responsibility. And trust me, life is power. And the reason why people degrade life on this planet and have no regard for life on this planet, and people don't care about the value of life on this planet, and can go to war and blow up people and kill people, murder people, put people down, call them names, and do all of these things that people do when it comes to life on this planet, it's because they don't know the value of life. I'm telling you, I will be snapping. I'm a snap. I'm a snap for you. I'm a snap. 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 Because that is the truth. And I don't care. I get tired. I don't care if you went to Burning Man. I don't care if you're up in Bali. I don't care if all of a sudden you did all this ayahuasca and you're this man and you think you understand women and you're going to talk about women's bodies as if you know about women. Like, I heard this guy literally talk the other day. I'm not going to say names because I don't want to point fingers, but I'm just going to say in general, had the nerve to talk about women's menstruation. Had the nerve to say that women make their whole menstruation so much more drama than it has to be, and that they're just over exaggerating because they want more attention and more love. And all these men were chiming in on the platform going like, oh my God, I tell my wife does that, and my girlfriend does that, and blah, 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 and my best friend does that. I'm sorry, gentlemen. But you would never survive a day if you had menstrual cramps. Not a day, not a minute, not a second. Okay? I heard two guys, okay, talk about the reason why women can't open their heart to men is because they have father issues. And in order for them to get over their father issues, the reason their heart has a trap and they have to go back and confront their father issues in order to heal. No. Last I checked, your limbic stem and your being makes an imprint of every single person in your life who's caused some level of discord, discomfort, or pain to you. It doesn't mean you have to go back into another timeline to actually heal it. What you have to do is change the relationship you have with yourself that has been mirroring the relationship you had with them. So the only reason why you go in the past to look at anything for that matter is to actually look at what not to do so that you can treat your soul differently than the way that you were treated. What mostly happens is that people make an imprint of the people who cause them pain, and either they call those people into their lives through people in the world, or they treat themselves that way themselves and don't even realize they're doing it. That's facts. You don't need to go back into another timeline that caused you pain and heal your daddy wounds so that you can learn how to allow another man to love you. Ooh. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I literally, I saw these two guys talking and they both have very huge platforms. And I'm like, where did you get this old, outdated, not even spiritually connected information that does not serve women at all? In fact, they even went to as far as to say that feminists are angry because they're incapable of healing their wounds because of what their daddy did. Now, I'm sorry to say, but I have a lot of feminist friends, and it's not because of their daddies. It's because they're creating an awareness of self and being able to hold that awareness so that other women can see the awareness of themselves and not putting up with the patriarchic nonsense anymore. And granted, I mean, yes, there have been people who've been hurt and who act out that hurt in ways that are not beneficial for their evolution. And that's also just because of the fact that they have given up on that. And that's something we have to re-establish with them over time when they're ready. But to say that women have to go back into another timeline to heal these wounds, to unlock their heart so that you can love them, it's not about you loving them. It's about them loving themselves. I'm sorry to say. And granted, I have many clients who have come in with daddy wounds, who I've never taken into the past to deal with it. All they had to do was to look at how they were treating themselves, and all of that energy shifted. And when they upgraded their timeline into this timeline, all of that pain stopped and they were able to call in their partner. So please, please, men, if you don't sit with women and listen to women's wisdom, and you don't share women in your platforms, and you don't learn from your community of women, just what was it that how did Will Smith say it? Uh he said, get my wife's name out of your mouth. I'm gonna say, get women's stuff out of your mouth, man. Get it out of your mouth. Okay? Like, stop giving men microphones and podcasts and where they can talk about women's health and women's bodies and women issues without ever bringing a woman on to their platform when they're talking about it. I mean, enough is enough, okay? And if I have to become an activist for women to shut these men up from their lack of knowledge and what they do not know and what they don't even take the time to know, but they think because they're having these conversations and it sounds so spiritual and so intellectual, they seem so matter of fact about their knowledge that none of it actually makes any sense whatsoever. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say something. And matter of fact, I'm so over this whole like I'm an alpha man and alpha men are only the ones who get like really powerful women. Oh, really? Well, guess what? I'm a feminine man and I'm also a masculine man, and I have the most dopest wife in the world. High level up there if you want to look at like where someone is in society, which is ridiculous. But the point I'm making is my wife is like next level, okay? And she wasn't looking for me to be some alpha man. What she wanted was a man who was honest, had integrity, authenticity, was willing to grow, to listen to her wisdom, hold space for her, to hold space for the family, for the kids, to always see her when she walked into a room, to always be present with her feelings and be present with her mind and share thoughts and ideas and not argue and bicker and play power games and not who's doing what and who's doing how, but operating in what we understand as doing it because I want to see her feel more peace and more love and joy in her life, not because I have to do something, not because I wash the dishes or clean the house before she comes home because I have to do it. I do it because it makes harmony for my wife when she has a busy day in her office, or when she's traveling and lecturing around the world, or if I'm traveling and lecturing around the world, she'll come play video games with me because she knows that makes me happy. Not because she has to, but because she wants to, because that's what you do when you love someone. You don't do something because you have to. You do that because you love to, because you want to see them happy. You want to see them feel less stress. You want to see them feel, at peace, you see? And so when my wife checks me and puts me in my place, I don't need to get all like hoity upset and oh my God, and I'm going to argue with you and play this power game of I know more than you know. No, it's called shut up and listen. That's it. That's it. And all these men who go to Burning Man and up in Bali and, living in their alpha world and doing their biohacking and all this stuff that they're doing and think that you have a right to talk about women without women being present, knock it off. Enough is enough. And honestly, people, you have to start calling it out because it's getting annoying. It's annoying. It's annoying. I'm tired of men thinking they can talk about women on any level. If I talk about women, it's because of the things that I've learned from women. And if I'm incorrect about something, I ask women to correct me because I want to be the best person I can be in supporting women empowerment on this planet, that I can support women in seeing and understanding how amazing they are, as well as men too. Like, I'm here to support men, and that's why I say what I say. Not because I think men are not smart or are capable of being intelligent, but I think it's time for men to raise up their emotional intelligence and start integrating more with women's wisdom so that they can rise in maturity. Because that's what it is. Men need to mature. They need to get more mature and stop saying things out of their mouth that they don't know what they're talking about, because that's not the reason why. I had one guy say that it's better, he withholds intimacy from his wife because it makes her want to be more intimate with him when he wants it. That's not love, that's control. I'm sorry. I had a male friend say to me once, but if Martha doesn't want to do it, would you put an ultimatum? I said, absolutely not. I do not control her. She is her own sovereign being. I am my own sovereign being. We are here to hold space for each other, and I'm not here to control any aspect of her life. And he was like, oh, it's time for us to mature. It's time for us to grow, men. Okay? So yeah, that's where I've been at right now. That's what I've been in my prayer and meditation about, is like how to really start becoming more activist like I was when I was young, and really start like putting an end to the nonsense of what men are saying out there in podcasts and in their, respective circles. And this whole, like, I'm an alpha man, woof, 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 nonsense. Okay. Because that's not creating any kind of symbiosis. That's not creating any kind of harmony. That's not creating anything that is supporting our planet, is this whole mentality of that behavior. Okay. I can be a man and have feminine energy and still be masculine and be a balance of both and operate based on what energy is present in the room. Sometimes I go in a room and I see too much masculine energy. I bring in my feminine energy. Sometimes I go in the room and there's too much feminine energy and I balance it with my masculine energy. I am not one or the other. I am all in the same energy, frequency, operating at the high intelligence of what is most necessary for every energetic situation. Not operating on this idea of, I have to be a man and I have to be like this. Like, no. And there was a time in my life when I was really young that I used to think like that, and I didn't have the best relationships with women because I was very the male chauvinist, what people call douchebag type guy when I was really in my teenage years. And I had a lot of powerful women I started dating come into my life and really open my eyes and show me where I needed to grow. And I'm so grateful for those women who've been in my life. They know who they are. They're still my friends to this day, and they watch my lives. So I just want to say to all my exes, all my ex-girlfriends, I want you to know I appreciate every time you kicked me in the ass and basically told me to shut the hell up and listen to you because I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. It made me such a better man that I could show up for Martha in the way that I do because of all of the grunt work that you did to make me this better man. And I'm still growing. I'm not perfect. Martha's still refining me to learn more and more about women issues and women things. And every day she's educating me. And let me tell you, it has been an amazing journey of being able to hold the space and really hold the space for women's divine intelligence. And it's helped me to have a deeper relationship with my feminine energy, which has increased my abilities as a shaman and also my ability to serve humanity. So I'm very grateful, and I'm grateful for the community of women that exist. That listen, come into these lives, who come into webinars, and the men who are also a part of these webinars and come into these circles and listen to these conversations, because we're in this thing together, everyone. We're in this together. We can't do it alone. And we need one another to continue to grow and prosper and to be the best that we can be all the time, every time. So, yay! Okay, so that was my thing that I wanted to share. Okay, so let's go into some healings. And let's see who is going to pop up today. Let's see who's going to pop up today. You know, I like to share everything with all of you. That's right. It's about us coming together. Hello, hello, darling. Am I looking at a closet? Is it a tent? What am I looking at here?
Am I on? Oh, hello, Shaman. Can you hear me? I'm off grid.
Oh, you're off grid. Okay. Is your reception gonna hold up?
I got 2 bars. Let's cross our hands. Okay.
Okay. How can I support you, my love?
So I have been doing a lot of inner work. I want to see my progress. I want to see what my spirit says.
Love?
I'm sorry?
Let's change your word work to inner love, because you don't want your brain to think it's work, because that's been programmed by the matrix into our
Yeah.
to our community. And then we start going, oh, I'm doing shadow work, I'm working on myself, I'm having a dark night of the soul, I'm doing all of these things, right? No, we are showing up with love and kindness and generosity,
Mm-hmm.
beauty and grace with ourselves. So let's go from that space.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Like I've caught myself saying the word poop and stuff like afterwards, and you helped me realize like, why am I calling that shit? Like, so yes, thank you. Inner love, I love that. So I've been trying to talk to my soul. So you know how you have given us some guidance on like take that information, take that opinion up with source, with mother, father, source, mother, father, God.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that, and I've been trying to ask my soul. Well, I have been asking my soul, how are you?
So
What do
you
I need to do?
trying, you said the word trying 2 times. Now, trying means that you are still hesitant in some form. So let me ask your soul.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk to our beloved soul. What it has she been making an opportunity to speak to you? Yes, they said your soul said it had you have, but you've been cutting it off from listening to what it has to say because you're afraid of you thinking you're making it up. And so your soul said that it needs you to be more playful and less serious.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a goofball. I love to play, and
But you love to
yeah,
play. But then when you do your spiritual things, you're not in that playful spirit of trusting.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I want you to
For
do,
some reason,
go ahead, sorry.
for some reason, and I'm just now realizing this is programming, but I have believed up to this point that respect is not playful. So yeah, and
Oh,
I
okay.
realized that.
That's a
Yeah.
fascinating one.
Yeah, I love it. I love the brain burst. I love it. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that anything that we do that's super serious, right, is
Mm-hmm.
actually tightening up the energy that's flowing to us from the spirits and the divine. So the more open and playful we are, and the more lighthearted we are, and the more we're kind of like, oh, that's nothing, let's just brush it off our shoulder, the more things begin to flow in our lives. But let's go into something really quick. What I want you to do is I want you to say, I'm sorry for getting frustrated and agitated when I don't get to where I'm supposed to spiritually.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry for getting frustrated and agitated when I don't get to where I want to get to spiritually.
I realize that I've been treating spirituality like a finish line
Mm-hmm. I realize that I've been treating spirituality like a finish line
instead of an eternal evolution.
instead of an eternal evolution. Eternal evolution.
That's right, eternal.
Mm-hmm.
This life, your next life, and all the times that you'll be living throughout eternity. you'll be constantly expanding into the infinite possibilities that are endless in this universe. So now what I want you to do is say, Soul,
Soul,
are you happy that I'm having this conversation with you?
are you happy that I'm having this conversation with you? Absolutely.
You see it?
Yeah.
And say, what is something that you need from me to hold space for you?
What is something that you need for me to hold space for you? To hold space for you. I heard time and stillness.
Okay. And say, what does that look like, Soul? How do you need me to show up for you?
How do you need me to show up for you? What does that look like? I heard solitude. Solitude.
And say,
Wow.
what say solitude? Do you mean you and me? Like, or what are you needing from me right now?
When you say solitude, are you meaning between you and me, or what are you needing right now? I keep hearing time, like time, patience. Yeah.
Okay. Say, am I listening to you right now, or am I listening to my mind?
Am I listening to you right now, or am I listening to my mind? Mind.
Mhm. Because I've been listening to the conversation that your soul's been having with you, and your soul said none of those things.
And that is why I'm like, am I making this up in my mind, or am I hearing some
No, no,
good
no.
stuff?
Oh, you just need to know who's talking,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have to ask questions. You have to ask more questions. You have to say, was that
Mm-hmm.
my mind or was that my soul?
Yeah. Was that my mind or was that my soul? It was your mind. Yeah.
Right. Now say, is it because of I want? Is it because I have a control? I'm a control freak.
Well, yeah. I know that that's yeah. I know that that's yeah. Hell. So is it because I am a control freak? Yeah, wow.
And is it because I choose control, a lower dimensional being, because I'm afraid to engage my fears and insecurities?
Is it because I choose control in a lower dimensional, a lower vibrational being because I'm afraid to face my fears and um what was
Insecurity.
it? Insecurity? And insecurity. Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
give you an example of what that looks like, okay? So when people are controlling, it's because they're afraid to face their insecurities and their fears. So they use control as a mask, okay? That makes them feel like they have to control everything so they don't ever have to face those insecurities and fears. But the thing is,
Mhm.
when I have fear come up, okay, the first thing I do is I say, I'm scared. And then I say, and then I go to spirit, I go to God, I communicate to the part of my being that's afraid. And I go, sweetheart, I see that you're afraid. And I know that you're afraid, and I'm here for you. What do you need from me right now to get over your fear? And then it tells me the fear. And then I talk to it with love and wisdom, you see? But I don't run
Yeah.
from it. If I run from it, I'll go to the dark side and pull control, and I'll pull all kinds of things inside, right? Such as like jealousy, control, more fear, more things, instead of like engage it in the moment, right? So like,
Mhm.
why do people overeat? It's not because they overeat because they have an overeating problem. It's because they are afraid to confront their emotions. So they tell their emotions, I can't confront you, so just eat the food, it'll make you feel better.
Mhm.
And that's the same with drugs, that's the same with alcohol. It's a way of taking our power back because we're not showing up, we're neglecting ourselves, we're not showing up for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So the reason why you
Mhm.
have control and the reason why your mind feels like it has to overrun your soul is because it has been in charge of keeping you safe, that so that you don't have to confront and stand up for to take responsibility and ownership of your fear and insecurity when it shows up.
Mhm.
Right? So what I want you to do is say, I'm really sorry
I'm really sorry
from running and neglecting myself
from running and neglecting myself
when fear and insecurity come up.
when fear and insecurity come up.
I am going to start showing up for you
I'm going to start showing up for you
and being there when you're scared
and being there when you're scared.
and when you're insecure.
And when you're insecure,
I will be there.
I will be there.
And
I'm
just,
finna cry.
yeah,
I
you
feel
feel that?
like I
You
feel
went,
like I just hugged my soul like a mother hugs you. Wow.
yes, baby. That's what makes the life on the outside better. Because if you can't show up for your soul in those moments, then the outside world is not going to show up in that way for you. Because the
Yeah.
soul projects its light into this world. And if your soul can't project its light, then you're just basically going to be met with roadblock after roadblock after roadblock on the outside because you're not giving your soul what it needs to create the heaven on earth that you so deserve.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? Do you understand?
Absolutely. Yeah. Mhm.
Now,
Deeply.
all now that I've taken ownership of that,
So now that I've taken ownership of that,
how does that make you feel now?
how does that make you feel now? So I heard and I felt proud and then I questioned it.
That's okay. Hey, mind,
Mind,
I've got this.
I've got this. Mhm.
Yeah. So you're now taking sovereignty. You're telling your mind, you don't need to run everything. You don't need to cut out my feminine energy, my soul. You don't need to cut out my guides, my ancestors. Like, I got this,
Mhm. Yes.
right? Because the masculine mind, if it doesn't have the wisdom of the feminine and it doesn't have that relation, allowing you to have that relationship, it thinks that it has to
Mhm.
dominate everything in order to keep you safe.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right, and that's the imbalance of the masculine energy, that when it doesn't have the feminine guidance and the feminine wisdom, it feels the need to dominate everything without seeking the knowledge and wisdom from the divine feminine.
Yeah. Wow. And everything is a reflection from the inner.
Yeah,
Everything.
like
Wow.
example, let's say for instance a client comes to me and says, Shaman Durek, I have difficulty making money. Okay, so then I ask that client, what does money mean to you? They say money means safety and security. So I go, oh, okay, interesting.
Mhm.
So then I go to the soul and I go, soul, do you feel safe and secure? And it goes, no. I go, well, there's the reason why you don't have money. Because if you don't create safety and security for your soul, and on the outside, safety and security is your reflection of money, then your soul's
Mhm.
going to block the money until you take responsibility for your inner plane, which is the spirit. That's why if you've heard in certain spiritual texts, it says to search the kingdom of God is to know thyself, to search
Yep.
within self is the kingdom, right? To go to the spirit first, then physical. That's because if you don't tend to the kingdom within the spirit world, the physical world is going to be a big mess,
Mhm. Yeah.
right? So, like, I'll give you an example. So, like, when I was a kid, my mom left me when I was about 2 years old. Okay. And I ended up getting a mom who came in who was Hawaiian. And, we moved into Hawaii and to the mainland back and forth. But she was also kind of absent as well, too. And so was my dad. He was a bit absent as well, too. I'm saying a bit, I'll say a lot. And so for me, I felt abandoned. So a great portion of my being took a reflection of that, what I call an imprint. And then I started abandoning my soul. And so every time on the outside, people kept abandoning me, right? And I was
Mhm.
just, why do people keep abandoning me? And then I finally asked God, and God said, that's because you abandoned me. And I said, well, how did I abandon you? And it says, your soul. You abandon your soul means you abandon me. So I abandoned my soul. So I went to my soul and I said, how did I abandon you? It says, you do not show up for me. You don't show up for me and asking me what I need. You don't show up for me and being truthful to like what it is that you feel comfortable doing and what you don't feel comfortable doing. You don't show up for me. You let people do whatever they want to do. So you abandon me. And that's what you want in the physical world. And because you don't have that with me, you can't have that in the physical world. And so I was like,
Mhm.
oh, goodness, of course. So I started, checking in with that part. And I was in dysfunctional relationships and I've had like, I mean, all kinds of tumultuous relationships. But the moment I stopped abandoning myself and showed up for myself, and that meant putting my foot down, not putting up with nonsense, holding space for myself, not doing things because
Mhm.
it pleases people, but it makes me happy. And if it doesn't make me happy, I'm not going to do it. And I started showing up for myself in the right way. All of a sudden, people stopped abandoning me and the love of my life walked in.
Yeah.
And you know what she said to me? She said, I had to see myself in order to see you. And I said, that's so funny because I had to see my soul in order to see you.
Yes. I
And
literally just said
how,
that to
how many
myself today.
times? How many times that this awareness of soul first, then the physical gets corrected. But if you think you're going to correct the physical without correcting the soul, you're in for a doozy. You're in for a doozy.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So do you see how
Um,
powerful you are, my dear?
yes, I do. And like that story, it just reflects back to me once again, like, because I had a past of being betrayed over and over, in my own family. And I remember like I got so down bad one day and I'm like, why? Why is this happening to me? And then I realized, you know, your mother betrayed you, your sister betrayed you, your family betrayed you when you needed them the most. Um, because you've been betraying yourself this whole time.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I've been doing it for lifetimes. I've been doing it for lifetimes. Yeah. So it stops here. No more.
It- I had a
Yeah.
woman come and my husband cheated on me. I said, baby boo, you've been cheating on yourself way before your husband cheated on you. He's only been called in to match your way you've been treating your soul.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I'm at this point where if anything dark comes up, I'm asking myself, how does my frequency, the Kiana frequency, period, how does that frequency attract this? What is inside of me that's attracting this?
And if something
And
come up, it's not also just based on your attraction, it's also based on your
mhm,
opportunity to learn how to be a
to learn.
shadow, which is being
Yeah.
able to transform alchemy over darkness. Like sometimes beings come to me that are very dark, and it's just for me to keep my powers on lit. You know what I'm saying? Like dark spirit comes
Yeah.
in, right? It's like woo woo woo. I'm like who you at? Where you at? Oh no no no, right? And spirit's like, yay, Derek, you're on it. You're on it. You don't let them get away. You send them straight to the light. Yeah, I don't play games,
Mhm,
right? And so
mhm,
it's that always that opportunity to strengthen and to refine your skills and your beautiful, amazing gifts that you were born with, and to really just amplify it to the next level.
mhm.
And
So, Shaman,
when my
sorry, go ahead.
mom, when my mother and my older sister betrayed me, they didn't betray me, they betrayed themselves. Because what happened
Yeah.
for me was that I had this idea of what a sister is supposed to be, what a mother is supposed to be. And that's when I was in pain and suffering. And then when I went to God and God, and Mother and Father God said to me, the reason why you're in pain, child, is because you have a fantasy version of them and you keep relating to that fantasy version and it makes you feel hurt. So the moment I got rid of the fantasy of who I think they should have been and how what a mother's supposed to be and what a sister is supposed to be and just looked at them for who they were, I was able to accept them and see them for who they were, and I wasn't hurt anymore. I realized that I'm the king in my kingdom and that I can no longer have them in my court. It doesn't mean I don't love my mom and it doesn't mean I don't love my sister. It just means that I will tolerate that type of energy in my life. You understand? But when I had the fantasy
Absolutely.
version, I was like, how could they do this to me? How could they do this? A mother's not supposed to do this. A sister's not supposed to do this. But when God revealed to me that my fantasy was causing me pain, I had to let go of that fantasy, boo. And when I did, it was woo, woo, I am free.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I just let go of that expectation because, like, okay, so my family, I've always loved them so much, and it seemed like they were always against me, but I was the helper simultaneously. And whenever I hit 18, I'm 20 now, I hit 18, I moved out. My older sister came to live with me for a year while she was homeless. And then I had some issues when I hit 19. I had some issues with my man. I moved out, didn't have nowhere to go. I went to my sister's house and she belittled me. I had to leave. And I was like, why? Why? And then I realized, like, I just been initiated in this shit. I
Yeah. And also,
just been initiated.
because they're your blood and they're your family doesn't mean
Yeah.
they're at the vibration that you are as well, right? Like
Yeah.
I had my mom who was like, left me when I was 2 years old. I had to find her later on when I was a teenager, did all I could to support her financially and everything. And the moment I married into the family that I married into with my wife,
Yeah.
it was like, I need money, I need this, I need that. And I'm like, whoa, wait a second. I've been supporting you more than anyone, and you are
Mhm.
coming with these demands, and I feel like you're only doing it because I married into this family. You weren't coming with these demands before. And so I was like, I'll meet you halfway. And because I didn't meet her the way she wanted me to meet her, she goes into the press with my older sister and sells all these lies about me, and that's her choice to do that. But then it's
Yeah.
excommunicated her from the family and my wife's family, because they're like, if she does that to you, what is she going to do when we let her into our personal circle? So we can never have her show up in our family at whatsoever. And I can't have her around me and my kids and Martha because we live in that world. So we can't have her around and we can't have her in our life. But even with my older sister, who lost everything, and me and Martha took care of her for a year and a half and told her, after a year, you just need to get off your feet and do something with your life. And she got mad at me and Martha because we didn't want to keep paying her bills. And then she goes and does all of this. So for me, and people, I've realized in my life that when people don't get what they want from me because they have these fantasies of what they think they should be getting from me, when they don't get what they want from me, or they're not happy with what they felt like they should have got, all they had to be was loyal, because I'm a Scorpio, I'm a quadruple Scorpio, so I'm all about
Me
loyalty.
too.
Loyalty, Scorpio love, loyalty and truth. You break that
Yeah.
loyalty, you're out. You do not come back
Yeah.
in. Loyalty and
Yeah.
truth. And I'm the type of person who was taught to turn the other cheek when someone smacks my face and give them another chance. But when they do it again and again and again, then it becomes about my soul going like, how many times are you going to let them do this?
Yeah.
And giving them chances, you have to be okay with them not being in your life. And
Yeah.
they made that choice not to be at my wedding. They made that choice not to be with my kids. They made that choice not to be, with the family and be with us as in all of these things. And that's a choice they made. But I'm all about loyalty. Loyalty to me is number one. And my wife is
Yeah.
a and she's all about loyalty. So we're like the loyalty family crew, right? But the
Yeah.
love my mother and I still love my sister, but at the same
Yeah.
time, loving someone doesn't mean you let them in your life to keep hurting you,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I know that I'm on a precipice of something huge, and I know people can feel it. So I want to know, I know what to do when they come back because I've cut all of them off. All. I realized that we were just crabs in the bucket, right? But I know something's coming that's huge. Like I'm getting excited. And I know that there's going to be energies that come and try to like leech and things like that.
Okay.
So,
So first thing you have to understand is this, right? And this is a rule of thumb, and this goes for everyone.
mm,
Whenever you are putting yourself out there in the public, Whenever you are doing something that has where you're reaching more people or talking to more people or connecting with more people, you are going to be met with opposition. It just
Mhm.
it just comes with it, my darling. There's nothing you
Yeah.
can do about it other than just be true to who you are and
Mhm.
continue to stay in your field. You know, one of the most challenging things for me is when I first came into my wife's family and the world press started writing all these things, and then people went on this rampage and trashed my Wikipedia and wrote all these lies about me. You know, people, therapists, people going in and talking about, you know, things that they say that I've done and things that they are sharing with the press, and it's all for money, right? And I started realizing that a lot of the friends that I had who I thought were my friends were not my friends when money was given to them to put a down
Yeah.
payment on a house or something big, right? And I went through a lot of depression, and then I went through feelings of suicide, and then I went through depression. And you know, because I am a shaman, it didn't last very long, because I know how to pull myself out of those places. But what I went into was this rites of passage. One day I asked God, I said, God, you told me that you would never give me more than I can handle. And God said to me, uh huh. And I said, so why am I being attacked in the press every day? Why are people calling me and giving me death threats? Why are people, you know, racially attacking me? Why are people doing ruining my Wikipedia and trying to put a bad name on myself and all of these things? Why are they doing these things to me? And why is this happening? And God says, because I'm preparing you. And I said, what are you
Mhm.
for? I'm preparing you to be resilient to the point that you will never be affected by these things ever again. And so you're going through a death ceremony of death of the part of yourself that wants to be loved, the part of yourself that wants to be seen as a good person, the part of yourself that wants people to see what you know wants doesn't understand that you're such a good person. How could they say all these horrible things about you when those things that they're saying is nothing who you are, right? But it was the purpose of strengthening me from the inside. It was a part of creating resilience because God has a plan for me to be bigger, and if I am going to be bigger, I have to be comfortable with hate. I have to be comfortable with people making lies about me. I have to be comfortable with people not liking what comes out of my mouth. Because guess what? I didn't come here to fit the status quo. I came here to shake it up, to wake it up. I came here to be a disruptor. I came here to speak truth where lies are spoken. And so, how am I expecting everyone to love me when there are people on the planet who want the old system, who want to hold on to these very old, outdated beliefs and conditions and narratives and things that no longer support love and acceptance and generosity and kindness and no more poverty on earth and women's power and wisdom being acknowledged and the divine feminine rising and people to see the majesty of their sovereignty and all of these things. How am I going to achieve that if I'm running around being upset because someone wrote something about me?
Yeah.
Right? And so
Mhm.
God has been toiling inside of all of my insecurities, all of these places, and pulling at these places inside that I've been like, no, 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 I don't want to let that go. And like having to let it go. And if I have to scream and yell and cry and be like, how can they do this to me? And God says, because they have to, in order for me to exalt you, to rise and be there to show the leaders of legacy that we don't walk as one anymore. We walk as many. That old adage where, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King would be the precipice, or this person would be at the precipice, Gandhi, or this person would be at the precipice. No, we're not doing it like that anymore. We are not doing this one person followers kind of thing. We're doing a community of lit leaders of legacy walking together, right? And if I'm
Yeah.
one that breaks those walls open, sitting on the tables of the my wife's family's cousins and all them and all these galas and balls and things where I'm sitting down on these tables with all these people in these high up societies, and I'm gonna say what I gotta say. And if they don't like it, I don't care, because I'm here to be a disruptor to the nonsense and the things that have been limiting freedom for humanity. And so, why am I saying this to you, my dear? I'm saying this to you. I'm using my own life as a parable so that you can understand that those things are not to be in the peripheral of your reasoning of why you do what you do. Something great is happening. Hold that vision, not to focus on the things that are going to be negative. That's going to come regardless. What you have to do is learn how to fortify yourself, know thyself, so that no one can say something and you're like, oh my God, how could they say that? What are they saying? Nothing true. They're not saying anything about you that you know yourself so clearly with God, no one will be able to say anything to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've been in press conferences with people coming at me saying, oh, but such and such said this about you. I was like, and they obviously don't speak in God. They don't speak from our mother, father, God, because that's not coming from love. So I don't really care what they say about me.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's where we create a new understanding of what it means to be public figures, celebrities, or whatever the heck it is that, influencers, whatever. Because the old celebrity and the old public figure is dying out with the nonsense of glorifying ourselves. No, it's not about glorifying. If you have power in this world, you use the power for community. That's why you were given it. Not for, you can have nice things, you can drive nice cars, you can have a nice house, you can have bags, you can have your own private jet, but you better be using that power to lift community. That's all I got to say about that.
Period.
Period.
Okay, last thing. Is there any malfunction in thinking to throw trash?
The malfunction in thinking that you have to throw in the trash is regarding you believing that you have to constantly feel that you have to save people. You don't have to save anyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Demonstrate to people what love, what energy, what divine looks like, but you don't have to save them. You can support them, you can hold space for them, but you cannot save them. If they don't want to go forward, you have to keep going. And you're going to have to just be like, I leave you the breadcrumbs, baby. I'll leave
Yep.
you spotlight, but I can't stay in this energy because you need me to sit here and be caught up in this. Okay. And that's the things that have caught you in the past. And so that's what you're going to be clearing.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah. I love you. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I watched the videos and I have a huge smile on my face, and I'm so proud of you, Shaman. I am so proud of you. I love seeing you do what you do, and you are an inspiration. And even to the men, like, guys, we love you guys. We love you guys. Us saying things that are true does not mean that you're not enough, okay? And Shaman saying things that are not true, it's not, no, that's not what that means. It's an opportunity to evolve, and more guys should get up here. Like this guy Leo said, should get up here. Have courage, okay? And love yourself enough. We love you. We all just want to love on you, okay? Thank you, Shaman. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Mwah. Goodbye.
What a lovely conversation. What a wonderful conversation indeed. It's so wonderful. Life is so wonderful. All right. Let's see. Someone is saying that they are, what did they say here? Can I go next? I'm suffering. I'm suffering. All right. What is that? What's going on with this suffering? I gotta take a look at this. What is going on with this suffering? Suffering. A very strong word to use, suffering.
Oh my God, Shaman Durek, thank you so much. I can't believe that I'm connected with you. I had sent you a message on your what's it called? The app, on the app. And you told me to send
Yeah,
you a
I wrote you today.
Oh, did you?
I wrote you today because I was on holiday and I just got back and I want to be able to see you privately. This is about the cancer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I want to see you privately. So what I want you to do is send me a DM so we can set up find a time that I can like support you on that.
Oh, I'm so grateful, Shaman Durek. I'm so grateful. So I'll be starting my treatment next week. So you think we could do it before then?
Absolutely.
Okay. So,
Absolutely. Let's do something right now. I just want to run a scan and diagnose into your system. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so I'm picking up on really intense inflammation around your bronchial tubes and in your left it looks like your left lung.
oh
uh,
my God.
I'm picking up on energy there too. There's actually some disruptions in the left lung that they're showing me. And I'm really getting a very strong abusive energy that's there. It's an abusive energy. It's like some kind of abuse that you went through and it has been unresolved and it's sitting in the lung area. And it's a feeling of neglect. It's a feeling of disconnect. There's a lot of anger in there. And there is a feeling of when someone in like a family structure puts you in a position that you don't want to be in because they want to be on a higher position and they don't see how that affected you. It's almost like someone is like manipulative or using manipulative things. Have you had that experience?
Oh
Because
my God. Yes, you're so on point.
and
Yeah.
I'm also picking up on this bloodline energy of selfishness that comes from the feminine energies in your family. And it's like a feeling of like it's almost like I'm going to put myself before you all the time. It's a narcissistic way of operating, and it made you feel very alone and very disconnected, and that caused you a lot of pain. And so there's a part of your being that doesn't want to be here anymore because all it sees is suffering and pain and hurt and suffering and pain and hurt and suffering and pain and hurt. But there's another part of your being that's like, I want to transform this and use this as an opportunity to share and teach and inspire people. So you've got these two juxtapositions going on right now, my dear. I need to talk to the part that doesn't want to be here because I need to understand why it's choosing to create this. And then I need to talk to your soul to find out why it allowed it to happen. So let's talk first to the darkness, or the part that doesn't want to be here, the part that's hurt. So the part that doesn't want to be here, before we talk to the darkness, why don't you want to be here, sweetheart? The first thing it said was nothing ever goes its way. That's what it said. And what do you mean by that? It says, I love very deeply, but I feel that people don't love at the level that I love, and it causes me pain. Okay, that's interesting how you feel, my dear. Okay, go ahead. I'm tired of the way people in the world treat one another. I'm tired how people don't appreciate everything that I do. So this is the part that is creating this imbalance, okay? It says I feel neglected and I felt overlooked. Many times I felt like people were playing with my emotions growing up, that they had to play competition games with me instead of just love me. So are any of these things ringing true to you?
Yes, it's all of that is true. Yes, all of that is true. So I don't want to be, and you're right. I'm in between, like deep inside. Part of me doesn't want to be here, but the bigger part of me wants to be here because and I think I need to find peace if it goes either way, and I
So
can't
that's
find.
not going to say if it goes either way. So I've worked with many people with cancer. Okay. Some of them I've lost, some of them are still living. And the thing is, when it comes to cancer, is every illness, right, has an, how do I say, a surge, right? It has a surge. There's a surge. There's some part of your being that feels that it has to create this because something's happening in your world or something that's happening to you continuously. So I need to look at why this is happening. That's why I'm telling you what it's telling me, so that way you can understand what's going on. So I already did the diagnosis, diagnostics on your body, like, and I saw, where it is in your body and everything. But now it's about understanding why it's there. So now I need to talk to the darkness to see what the darkness has been sharing with you to understand how it's gotten into this level. So, darkness, what have you been sharing with her that you've been trying to convince her of that so you can pull her into the darker realms? What have you been doing? Okay, so one of the things that darkness has been sharing with you is no matter how much you love, you're always going to be alone. So its job is to keep you in a state of believing that no matter how much love you create, never going to get it the way you give the love. Okay? What else? Okay. Darkness also uses your judgments against you. Says that you have a lot of judgments and it loves that you love to judge. And it wants to use those judgments to kind of like bring you down. So what are the judgments that you feel you've been having against the world?
Judgments. I can be judgmental, and I have been in the past.
That is exactly what they're talking about. Because every time you're judgmental, it's because you are not willing to face fear, right? And so we use judgment as a mask to fear. So let's say a fear comes up, we judge, right? The judge is the mask. It's the persecutor of the word. It's the persecutor of the mind, right? Its job is to judge it so that it can feel safe again from the fear that it's first witnessed. That means your soul feels like you keep dodging fear and not taking responsibility for it. So what I want to do right now is I want to run a test on your system. Tell me if you can feel a sensation in your lungs. I'm going to go to the place where the cancer is. Tell me if you feel a sensation in your lungs. And if you don't feel a sensation, tell me that as well.
Let me sit up. No, not yet.
Okay, that's fine. Tell me when you feel the fear that makes it that you don't feel the sensation.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay, and tell me when that gets stronger and what kind of fear is it?
Of dying.
Okay, give me 1 second. Tell me when you feel that with the wisdom going into that fear.
Say that again.
Tell me when you feel wisdom going into that fear.
Yeah.
Good. And tell me when the wisdom gets even stronger and goes into that fear even more.
Yeah. It's going in there.
And what's happening to the fear when the wisdom goes in?
It's like getting smaller.
And tell me when more wisdom goes into that fear.
It's going in there. It's moving in there. It is.
Okay. Now let's go into the idea or the consciousness of why does cancer represent dying? Is it because
Oh, because I've had two, it runs in my family, and I've had two siblings that passed from it.
I see. And so cancer to you represents seeing someone die means that's going to happen to you.
Yes.
And how do you know that's going to happen to you?
I don't. I
Have you
just,
have you asked your spirit guides? Have you asked your ancestors? Are you just decided that's what's going to happen and now you're choosing that from because you've seen it with other people?
well, when I meditate and I talk to my spirit guides, I get the message that it's up to me.
Mm. So if it's up to you, have you already made up your mind?
No, I just have the fear of the suffering
But
and
but hold on. You said you haven't made up your mind, but 2 minutes ago you just told me that you're scared of dying.
yeah.
So
No, I want to live.
but hold on a second. Hold on. 2 minutes ago you told me you were scared of dying, which means you've accepted it as a possibility.
Yeah.
Now I ask you, how do you know that that's going to happen? And you said because family members died, right? So you're using them as a reference to yourself. Okay. Then I asked, have you spoke to God? Have you spoke to the angels? Have you spoke to your ancestors about it? And they said it's up to you. Okay. So can you see the imbalance that's taking place here? One part of you sees it as a possibility. Another part of you is saying that it's going to happen because of these things that happened to your family. And then the other part of you is saying, well, it's up to you. But if it's up to you, it looks like you've already decided. So if you've already decided, how am I going to be able to support you? Our angels, our guides, our masters, our divinity, how are they going to support you through this if you've already decided this as a possibility? That means that there's a door that you still keep open with possibility. Do you know I died from a 10.6 potassium in the hospital? 10.6. That's a very high level of potassium. Usually people die at a 7 on death row. I had a 10.6. The doctors couldn't even believe that they were able, after 7 tries, to bring me back to life. But the fact of the matter is they did, but they couldn't keep me alive. So they put me in a coma for a couple months. And when I came out of that coma, I had brain damage and my organs were shut down. And they were going to put me in a hospice. And basically, they were just like, there's nothing that we can do, right? But I didn't have a doorway open that said I could possibly die. I made a decision that I am not going to die and that anything that tells me I am is going to have met with some serious debating from my soul that this is not going to happen. And you know what ended up happening? The doctors, first of all, didn't think I could ever get off life support. And I got myself off of life support. Then they thought there's no way his organs are going to turn back on. And they did. Because when you have high level potassium, your body shuts down and you go into cardiac arrest. That's how I died. Then they thought, okay, he's going to be in a wheelchair. He's never going to get out of that wheelchair. And I did get out of the wheelchair. And yeah, okay, sure, I had kidney issues, but I still was living. And yeah, I've had kidney issues most of the time since then. And I got a kidney transplant and I lost it. And now I'm, wanting to get another kidney. But the point I'm making is I'm still here. Despite all the many attempts I've had where I've lost my eyesight, where I've been brain damaged, where I died, because I made a decision that I don't care if the people say that this is what's going to happen to you. I don't care if that happened to family members. I don't care if what anyone says. You are not taking me off this planet. But it starts here. And it starts here. And it starts in your feelings.
So
So
how do you get, how do I get that? I mean, I want to be here. I want to be here. I don't want to die. But the fear,
the fear, but the fear, you see what you said? But the fear. The fear is just an entity that is seeking your approval. Why are you giving this entity your approval?
yeah.
Right? So what I want to do right now is I'm going to send a frequency into your body, and I want you to tell me what comes up of why you are giving this entity your approval.
Maybe I'm not strong enough.
Maybe you're not strong enough.
I'm not strong enough.
Let's find out. I'd like to talk to the part of her being that is strength. Are you strong enough to overcome these situations in her life? Yes. Why is she saying you're not strong enough? Because she's feeling upset and disappointed in herself, and she's creating a feeling of helplessness, and that's what's making her feel not strong. She's not connecting to me, the part of her inside that is strength beyond strength beyond strength.
But Shaman Derek, they told me all my life that I wasn't good enough,
And
even as a child.
you know what? They did me too, darling. When I was a little boy, they told me that the color of my skin, no one is going to love me because of being black. I was called the N word throughout school. I was constantly ostracized by my teachers, by my guidance counselor, by every single person, constantly putting racism in my face and treating me horribly. I was told I was ugly. I used to hide my mouth from laughing because everyone told me I had an ugly smile. So I used to always smile behind my hand. Okay? I was scared of being black. I was afraid that I was always going to get beaten up. I always got beaten up after school for the color of my skin. I had people tell me that I'm not smart enough, I'm not capable enough, I'll never amount to anything, and everything will go wrong in my life. And even to this day, marrying into the family that I married into, I have press writing and saying horrible things. I have people trashing my Wikipedia, telling me I went to prison for 4 years, that I'm a drug dealer, that I'm this and I'm that, just because of the color of my skin, because they don't want to see a black man married into the family that I married into. And you know what? That's what makes us resilient. The people who said these things to you, my love, they don't have the right to speak on your character. Watch, go like this. Say, God,
God.
are the things that these people said true?
But it was my mom. It was
I
my
don't
family.
I don't care your mom. My mom sold me out to the press for money to pay her bills. I don't care if it was your mom. The only reason why you're hurting with your mom is because you keep having a fantasy vision of what you think a mom should have been. That's what you have in your head right now. This is what what kind of mom I should have had, and this is how my mom treated me. Get rid of your fantasy of your mom. Get rid of it right now. Just erase it. The fantasy version that you wish you had of your mom, get rid of it completely. Get it out of your head. The only thing you got was the mom that you got, who was not operating in the highest light, was not operating in divine intelligence, was not operating in seeing herself so she couldn't see you. And that's the truth. So let's just honor that truth, that that's the mom you got. I got a mom who didn't care about her kids and only cared about money and what she could. But when I had a mom in my head of I wish my mom made cookies for me. I wish my mom appreciated me. I wish my mom was at my wedding. I wish my mom was a loving person. I wish my mom loved my wife. I wish my mom loved my kids. That is a fantasy. Okay? That's a fantasy. My mom, who I tried to help my whole life after she left me when I was 2 years old and told me she was going on a 2 week vacation and never came home. And I tried to help financially, basically went in the press and made all these lies about me in Norway so she could get paid to pay her bills. She did not care about me. So I had to think in my head, the mom that I wish I had was a fantasy. This is the mom that I got. And I had to accept that. Okay. So I need you to accept that. The only person who can speak on your character is God. I want you to say that right now.
The only person that can speak to my character is God.
That's right. Now I want you to ask God. I say, God, do you love me?
God, do you love me? He says yes, but I have to love myself.
That's that. But you know what that means when God says you have to love yourself? That means you have to be open to loving yourself, your soul, so that your soul can receive more of God's love.
So how do I do that?
Well, you first start by telling your soul, I've been afraid. I've been afraid of showing up for you. Just say that.
I've been afraid of showing up for you.
I'm sorry for believing the lies that people have said about you.
I'm sorry for believing the lies that people said about you.
And I'm here for you now.
And I'm here for you now.
Say, soul,
Soul,
are you happy that I'm here for you?
are you happy that I'm here for you?
Now what? Say, God, have you ever punished me?
God, have you ever punished me? No, I did.
That's okay. We all do. We all do, because we don't realize how loved we are. Because we come across people who show us the opposite, and then we start to believe them instead of believe the truth that spirit.
But I was born, Shaman Durek, I was born with depression, so I suffer with depression as well.
No, you weren't born with depression, my darling. You were born with an imprint of depression. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
big, okay. I was told when I was when I was a little kid that that I had autism and that I was a manic depressive and
yeah.
when they told me I had multiple personality disorder or something like that. And then when I met with shamans, they were like, no, that's not true. My family's like the people in my family who's kept the shamanism alive in my family, the spiritualists, they were like, no, that's not true. Spirit told me that's not true. You are exactly as you're supposed to be. So depression, remember what depression is, right? Depression is unresolved emotions that we imprint from our mother's womb, and we take it into our body, and then when we have something that happens to us that's traumatic, we bring it out, right? And so what we have to do is realize that. So what I want you to do is say, body,
Body,
show me what I would feel like if I let go of giving power to this imprint of depression.
what would I feel like if I
Let go
let go of
of
the
giving
power
power
of giving the power
to
of
this
this
imprint of depression.
to this imprint of depression? Oh my God. I would be happy.
Yeah. So what you're doing is you've accepted imprints, and that's what people do in life. They accept these imprints, and then they match these imprints with narratives and stories and things to convince themselves that these imprints are real and true. And guess what? They're not. I don't care if a doctor comes to you and says you're going to die in 2 weeks. That's the doctor's belief. That's not God's belief for you. When they told me that I was never going to walk again and that I was going to have brain damage and I wasn't going to be able to use my hands properly and my toes and my feet and all the things that they told me, and the doctors were like, there's no way you can survive this. They told my dad, you have to start making funeral plans. And my sister and one of my dear friends, Melanie, was like, absolutely not. This is Shaman Durek. You do not know the type of power that he has. He is not going to believe this. He's not going to accept this. And he's going to be out helping people again. You just watch and see. And guess what? They were right.
Who
But
said that, Shaman Durek?
this was the doctor that told my dad this, and my sister and one of my close friends was like not accepting it.
So
this is the first key, okay? So the first key, and we're gonna do more, but not here on live. We're gonna do more. That's why I need you to send me a message so we can figure out some times that we can do, a little bit here and a little bit there, right, to support you through this cancer. It's about really being there and recognizing all of these painful things. The first thing we're going to do right now is we need to upgrade your timeline. So let me explain to you what that means. So a lot of people don't understand how energy and time operate in this universe. If you don't upgrade your timeline to this time now, you are still going to be attacked physically and emotionally from the timeline that you're still connected to. And it looks like from the way you're responding and the emotions that are coming up in you that you're still holding on to your timeline from your past, right? That means all the energy from that past is still affecting your body. Okay. So when I work with people with chronic illnesses and things of this nature, if we don't upgrade the timeline, doesn't matter what we do, their body's gonna still feel under attack, and the illness is gonna keep continuing because the body's not gonna feel safe. Remember, we create imbalance in our systems because our body doesn't feel safe. Does that make sense to you? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is going to upgrade your timeline. So what I want you to do right now is think about the timeline of the past. Okay. And tell me when you have that in your thoughts.
It's there.
Okay, good. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to move into your energy and into your limbic stem. And we're going to dissolve that timeline. And tell me when you feel that timeline dissolving.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it going through my veins and my.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting sensation?
Huh?
Isn't that an interesting sensation as we're dissolving
Yeah.
the timeline, how it feels in your body? So many people don't realize that they're constantly under attack because they haven't upgraded their timeline. Okay, just tell me when that timeline is completely dissolved and you step into this timeline. Yeah, yeah. And notice how your body feels.
It feels like it's cleansing.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? You'd be surprised how many people we lose on planet Earth because they don't upgrade their timeline and they're still being attacked from their childhood. Or how many people can't move into a better life because the stuff that they're getting, that they're manifesting with, is the stuff that's being fed from their old timelines.
Okay.
Good. And just
Okay.
that light feeling you have in your body right now, can you feel that? How it,
I feel like it's more though. It's just moving. It's just moving. It's
yeah,
moving.
it is. And it's getting stronger and stronger. Tell me when it gets even stronger. We're just bringing you into this timeline now, dissolving the old timelines and every cord and every attachment to those old timelines.
Wow, God is really there.
Yes, God is there. Yes.
Okay.
Cancer is not a death sentence, my dear. It is just an awakening, and it depends how we operate with the awareness and how we operate with it energetically. Okay. So notice that energy right now. That's the place where I need you to be. So you're not under attack anymore from the past.
Oh,
Good. Oh, that's such a nicer place to be.
that feels good.
Yeah. So that's good. So that's what we're gonna do for today. And then you're gonna send me a DM. I'm gonna do some stuff with you more um privately and continue to give you a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. But right now we need your body to integrate this new timeline. So your cells and your organs and your tissue and your nervous system and your in all parts of your being don't feel under attack anymore.
Yeah. Thank you, Shaman Durek. I know God is with me because he brought you to me. I know he is. Thank
God
you.
is with us and God loves you and God loves everyone. And then God just wants us to recognize that that love is there. Our mother and father love us.
So I don't have to die from this.
No, you don't. But you have to make a decision that you're not choosing to. And that's what we're doing right now. That's why we're upgrading the timeline. That's why we're removing the ideas of the abuse, all the things that I shared with you, everything. And I already see a great deal of energy resolving in your energy field. You can already feel the lightness in your body.
I do. I do.
So we just got to do more. That's it.
Shaman Durek, again, thank you so, so, so much.
It's a pleasure to serve you, my darling. That's what I did in heaven, and that's what I'm here to do on earth.
I know you are. Yeah, I know you are. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll be DMing you, and thank you for allowing me that space to DM you.
Of course. I always
Yeah.
want the space to DM me.
Okay. I love you, Shaman
Love
Durek.
you too, darling.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, honey. It's important that we understand where we're pulling energy from and what energy is actually being looped into our energetic field. If we do not upgrade our timelines, then we are stuck in the energy that is continuously attacking us and we don't even realize that it's doing so. And sometimes it comes to a point where it becomes too late. I'm so happy that we got to be here just to have this amazing experience. Remember, the Healing Temple is on Saturday. We're gonna do more healings on there. It's only $10. And I make it very affordable so that you can come in and experience healing, transformation, conversations that enlighten and lift your spirit. I love you all so much, and I have to go now, but I will be back on for more lives. And I love you. And remember, you're powerful. Don't ever forget that, no matter what anyone has ever said to you. And if they said something to you that wasn't filled with love, then it's not worth listening. Love you. You're a gift to life. And I'm so happy to be on this planet together to share that with you. I love our community. We're powerful together. Remember that. Mwah. Oh, and one more thing. Check out on my page. There's a post that I put up to follow the Harry Potter theme that we did, where you get to choose which item represents the house in Harry Potter's house that you belong to and why you belong to that house. And then the magical item, which is also a post that I put up as well. And then also check out on my page what places in your life are you leaking energy. There's 3 orbs, and you're going to choose those 3 orbs to find out where you're leaking energy. And also, we have a community thing that we're doing. We're making collage. So I'm excited for that. And once we make these collages, I'll share them on stories if you make them. And it's going to be a fun community building project for a manifestation of the things that we want to bring into our manifestation of our lives. So we can keep lifting and shifting and reaching these higher dimensional plateaus of love, joy, happiness, freedom, bliss, wealth, and prosperity, health, and love, and play, and all the yummy good stuff that comes with heaven on earth. So I love you all so much, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye.